Hey, what's good, Jay Boogie? In full effect mode. Bun down is the sound. You know how we do. This is, of course, the Lounge Presents podcast, and we are streaming live on Twitch, and episodes are on demand via Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Now, in the place to be, we got none other than Famington, Charlie Noiir, all up in the lounge.
Yes, sir. I like that Famington.
Yo, for real though, straight up, no lies told, no lies told. How you feeling though? How's things?
Yo, I'm good. I got I was sipping on some grapefruit tequila earlier.
Oh, not some Blanco tequila soda.
Yeah, not Blanco tequila soda right now. You gotta switch it up every once in a while. So.
Yo, is that legit your bevy? You dig that?
Yeah. Blanco tequila soda. That's my mix. If I'm outside, I'll fuck with a reposado. You know what I mean? But Blanco's like my go-to, and soda water is the companion to that mix. You know what I mean?
Soda water all day. Yes, definitely.
Facts. You gotta stay hydrated. You feel me?
Most definitely if you're drinking, brethren. I remember, like, I don't drink anymore, right? But when I was like nearing the end of my drinking, I guess you could say, I always try to keep like a tall glass of water beside me, you know what I mean, to try and counter the effects.
It's all about balance, man. It's all about balance.
Yes, most definitely. Now, we've had you in the lounge space before, so we don't need to get into your come up, because we got a couple episodes for that. You just need to find the episodes on Spotify. Trust. Find out more that you can. What we're gonna do is focus a little bit more about in the now. We got this brand new record. Dropped a week ago? 2 weeks ago?
Valentine's Day.
Hey, of course you did. Of course you did. Damn.
Yeah.
Now, before we get like into the meat and potatoes, I just want to catch up a little bit. How have you been?
I've been good. You know what I mean? Life is life, so it's gonna throw you a 1-2 punch every once in a while.
Every day.
But my bob and weave is crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been good.
As it should be. As it should be. No, for real. That's so important. Now, this record, Noiir B, Black and Blues. Salute on that title, by the way.
I gotta shout out my manager Jay still.
Hey, yes, sir. Salute,
That-
Jay. Salute, Don.
Yeah, man.
Did you guys come up with that title together, or was that all him?
Yeah. Like usually when we approach a project, me and him kind of get together and we sit down and kind of just build and go back and forth in ideas. So he hit me and he's just like, yo, hear me out. I was like, yo, it works. It works perfect still.
No, yeah, that title was sick still. I was digging it hard, digging it something tough. Now, in terms of production, who's behind the boards on this?
So as per the usual, my guy Zephyr is behind majority of it, but I was also working with a new producer named Lados. And Zep also works with an instrumentist named Johnny. He's also a producer as well. So it's like a kind of like a mixed bag, but it's mostly Zephyr and Lados on the production still.
Well, you've been working with Zephyr for how long now?
Fuck.
Right?
Zep, how long we been working together, bro?
That should be like a decade at this
At least a decade still.
There you go. Yo, salute Zep. Been the place to be.
Yes, sir.
How did this relationship come about?
So I don't know if you know, I may have mentioned it in like previous, like lives or whatever, but I started off in a group called Osime.
Yes.
Yeah. So we had actually started working with him while I was in that group, and that's how we built, you know what I mean? And then through there, like, once I started like back on my like solo thing, we just kept, working together because obviously we had a great, chemistry, and I just understood how each other worked, how each other worked. So it just made sense to keep working together. You know what I mean?
Solid. Well, yo, y'all do magic together. Don't if it broke, don't fix it. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate it.
Jeez. And it's not like people haven't heard your music, heard your heart and said, "Yo, this is worth a listen," because you've got playlisted
Mm-hmm.
on the streamers, Spotify, Apple. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Obviously, you're resonating, which is clutch. You are definitely resonating. Now, knowing that you were able to make an impact where people are saying, "Yo, we need to playlist this guy." You know what I'm saying? Coming into this project, were you really cognizant about that? Were you really cognizant about, yo, we got to keep playlisting, or did you just kind of like, yo, if it comes, it comes?
So I want to say maybe last year or maybe like middle of last year, sat down with management and we were just like, yo, things are going well. We're getting some love, but I don't think what you can do is you gotta like look at the playlisting as like a cherry on top
Yes.
situation. You know what I mean? Because unless a label is backing you, you don't ever 100% know like what's gonna hit, what's gonna whatever,
Yeah.
whatever. Like you're going up against artists that have labels and backing and that whole engine
Yep.
behind them, right? So you never know
Yep.
what might become priority. You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
definitely we move with the like, all right, we're gonna work this, we're gonna make sure it does what it needs to do. And if we get, some support by the DSPs, then that's super blessed. You know what I mean? And shout
Mm-hmm.
out to Spotify for like supporting mans and helping push the algorithm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
Here's a
it's more of a cherry on top thing. Like you can't. I would
for
say like,
sure.
if there's any artists listening or whatever. You know what I mean? Like I would say don't release music depending on someone else to push it. You have to push it.
Yes,
You know what
exactly.
I mean? Yeah.
Bare facts all day. Bare facts all day. Now, when it comes to and recent events, we won't go into them, but recent events have kind of shed light a little bit on playlisting and
Yeah.
how things, you know, move up the algorithm. But
Mhm.
I think it's safe to say that you don't necessarily need that. I think that, I mean, personally, I think if you have a relationship with someone who works at any of the streamers, which I mean is not uncommon,
Mhm.
right? Because they make themselves known and available so people can holler and
Yeah.
reach out to them, right? I mean, like, if you have relationships and they've put you on before and ting more time, they're probably going to be checking for you.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
You know what I mean? So I know a lot of people, a lot of people getting in their like up their ass about playlisting
Yeah.
and the streamers and shit, but it's like, yo, it's a tool. It's
Facts.
just a tool,
Facts.
right? And if it's a tool that's available and is at your disposal, why
You
wouldn't you use it?
exactly. you
I mean,
know.
for real.
If the goal is to get as many ears on your sound as possible, then you know what I mean. Why would you kind of turn your back on that at any point? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Sense.
Exactly.
But again, I'll just circle back to it's on you. I would even say because like you like there are like interviews with artists where you hear about like getting signed and then getting shelved and all this other shit, right? So that's just even more proof where it's on you, regardless of what your situation is, whether you're signed, whether you're
Thank
independent,
you.
you have like a financial back or whatever. It's on you as the artist is to figure out how to get that shit popping. You know what I mean? If you gotta go, you know, this is an extreme thing, but if you gotta go run down the street naked, bumping your tune at me, I'd be like,
Hustle. Get on your
gotta figure it
hustle.
out. You gotta figure it out. Basically, like it's on you at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And that's a lesson that it took me a while to learn. I'm not gonna lie, but once I got it, I got it. So
I think a couple of lessons have been learned because you've been on your content game, brethren. Woo!
that right there, I appreciate you noticing, cause fam, that's another thing where like I come from a thought process of if I make the music, they just gonna appreciate the music and that's it. It's not enough anymore.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I don't
yeah,
even know if it ever was enough because like things change
right?
generations and years and like the music industry changes or whatever, but like there's always been some sort of you have to promote yourself. You know what I mean? And now just the way to promote yourself is through content. So you know what I mean? If you don't want to do it, then you know what I'm saying? You can either kiss your career goodbye, or you
or
could,
just do it for fun.
or you, yeah, you know what I mean? Or
There you
you could
go.
suck it up and put the camera on and try to think of creative ideas.
Exactly.
That's just really what it is.
I think there's too many folks that kind of get bent over content creation.
Mm,
There's the whole I'm not a content creator, I'm an artist. No, we know you're an artist, dog.
mm,
But content creation, again, it's another tool.
yeah,
And if you're hustling, why aren't you using every tool available to you?
exactly.
You know what I mean? But I acknowledge, and I'm sure you do as well, it's not for everybody.
I mean, yeah. My bad. Say that one more time.
No, I saw that, dog. I was like, oh shit, someone got his attention. Shit. I mean, when it comes to content creation, yes, we know you're artists, and no one's saying you have to do content creation. That's fully your prerogative, right?
Yeah.
But I think some artists they kind of beat a dead horse a little too tough when they say I'm not a content creator, I'm an artist. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But it's like, if you don't want to do it, don't do it. Find another way to hustle. It's all gravy.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't even say that. I would say just fucking do it. Like, cause trust me, that was me. Like a year ago, my man, we were having conversations on the phone. Like, bro, like you have to start locking in. You have to start whatever. You know what I mean? And from time to time, I'm sure you've seen like it was sparse. Like every once in a while,
Yeah.
I would post something or whatever.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's just me just going back and forth. It was just like, bro, I'm spending the time writing and making music and going to the studio and like in my mind, that's just what I'm supposed to do, right? But like I said, like in this era of music, like creating content is a part of all of that. You know what I mean? Like that's how I just had to start looking at it. It's not enough just to, you hear the music, you write the songs, you go record it, and you make content now. That's just a part of that whole process now. That's just how
Basically.
you know what I mean? It's no longer like, oh, I'm trying to make these like fire records to like touch people's hearts and shit like that or whatever. It's more than that. Now I gotta visually figure out ways to touch people and get them to, you know what I mean? And like
Exactly.
I'm more of like this, like sonically pleasing creative. You know what I mean? That's kind of like what I'm trying to do, right? I've never super been the visual creative guy. I got people on my team for that. You know what I mean? But it's like, okay, cool. Now I have to study what's looking good, what people are getting attached to, whatever, and try to figure out how to do that in my own way that I can communicate what I'm trying to communicate. It's not enough to just say, nah, I'm just gonna make the music and walk away. You know what I mean? Unless you're the next Michael Jackson or some shit.
I'm saying.
You know? If you're
Hell
the next
yeah.
Michael Jackson, do whatever the fuck you want.
Do you?
I mean?
Straight up.
You
Well,
know?
you know what? I'll give you this. When it comes to content, at least what you're doing doesn't feel like foreign. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It feels like you.
Yeah.
When I see your content, yo, that's straight up Charlie Noiir thing. You know what I mean? Like, you're not faking the funk.
Well, I mean, that's like the type of shit you have to do because
Mm-hmm.
just like with the music, you can tell when someone isn't being like organic to themselves or whatever. Like you can tell when like, oh, you just feel like this is what you're supposed to do, so that's why you're doing it type shit, right? And that was part of the, I was looking at other people's content and seeing like, okay, like what could I take from that to put some like my own type of personality?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it doesn't feel weird because you put out content where people are just like, this is kind of aki. You know what I mean? Like you're still not gonna get the desired result. You know? So it still has to be true to you, regardless of however way you approach it. You know?
Exactly. Now, you mentioned that a year ago the light kind of just turned on.
Yeah.
So what was it?
It was you. Honestly, when you're doing this music shit for a while, right? And you get the love, because like throughout my career, there's been people that have been like, "Yo, you should be superstar." Like you hear those talks, right? So you're like, okay, I've gotten to the point where I know I'm at least talented enough to like continue doing this, right? Like
Yes.
Been on stages. I've had crowds go crazy, go turn up for songs, whatever, right? So it's not some like deluded dream in my head where it's just like, okay, I know that I'm talented enough, right? But it's just looking in the mirror and be like, okay, do you actually want this to be the thing that you do for the rest of your life, or is it a thing where you just do on the side, right?
Yeah.
It was just like having that conversation with myself and being like, all right, like you have to make the choice, right? Because this is a super important thing where like the days of the artist being this like mysterious figure are gone. Like, fans want to know who the fuck you are, and they want to feel like we know you, right? And what better way to do that is to communicate your personality through content, and you know what I mean, giving them more of like a personal view. So that was the green light. Still, it was just like, all right, do you want to walk away or do you want to do this for real? Like that.
No, for real, straight up, no lies told. Now, like you put out great content, but I think that one thing that people may not be aware of if they don't live in the greater GTA is that on stage you're a beast.
Yeah, appreciate that.
So it's like, are we going to start to see examples, just snippets of like, yo, if you come to a show, this is the energy you're gonna get?
I think, okay, so like giving you more of like kind of like the back end type of shit.
Yes.
I have purposely, kind of fallen back from doing shows just because like the sound was kind of changing a bit, right? Doing some more, like I've always kind of been melodic, right? But also now moving more into like kind of R&B forward records, still doing the rap shit, but I know how to perform the rap shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now it's kind of figuring out, okay, now when the shit starts to slow down, like how are you delivering it? How are you still keeping the crowd engaged? When you're trying to, you know what I mean? Like I'm not jumping up and down when Slide comes on. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how do you,
I hope not, dog.
Tell me not like jumping on top of a table. Like, you feel me? Like,
right?
It's different types of ways to, keep the crowd engaged, whatever. So I had to kind of step back and like start figuring that out. So this year we'll be, looking to touch more stages, get that kind of content, and put that shit forward because like we kind of figured out, or at least I think I figured out how to keep the crowd engaged and like how to switch from the more high like in your face like rap shit to the, you know what I mean, the kind of smoother vibe energy of like the R&B forward.
Exactly.
Record,
So is that difficult? Do you find that putting on that coat, so to speak, is so different from what you were already doing on stage that you just kind of, you're trying to find, a way to express it your way?
Not so much, just because I think over time, even my rap shit is becoming a little more like, I wouldn't say laid back, but it's not all turn up shit like the stuff that I was doing before. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So sonically, things are making sense regardless. And like when you're just, and it's all about figuring out like the levels of the show that you're trying to put together anyway. You know what I mean? And like maybe if you gotta do like a hard pivot, like maybe the last rap record is going up like this, that's when you take a second to talk to the crowd, this, that, whatever. You know what I mean? You calm shit down. Maybe bring up a girl on stage, or like, you know what I mean? There's ways to kind of like just like switch the energy without making it feel awkward and then going into something different, right?
Oh, for sure.
I wouldn't call it hard. It's just taking the time to, think it through and making sure that
And make it you.
Yeah. You know what I mean? For sure.
So suffice it to say, no crowd surfing when you drop beside me.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I'm a heavy guy. I don't know if the gal them could hold me up if I. Yeah, I mean,
that would be wild, though.
That would be wild.
Man, them would look at you like he's crowd surfing to beside me. What? Damn.
It would be different. It would be different for sure.
That'd be different, man. So for the promotion of this particular record, are there any visuals planned for any of the joints on the record, which have had some singles already?
Yeah, like we're in the process of like shooting some shit. Um, and because like one of the things I also kind of like learned from last year is, especially if you're an indie artist, you know, working records continuously is super important, right? So this is a project that I'll be working throughout the whole entire year.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh
like
you hell yeah.
I gotta like rush and like drop everything all at one time and then like wow,
No.
right?
Long game that. You gotta long game that.
So Tell Me is a record that dropped like last year March,
Yeah.
right? And like the way I kind of look at things is, yo, if I want to say a million people haven't heard the song yet, it's a new song to so much people. You know what I mean? So you have to keep
Exactly.
because like there's been interviews I've watched with artists that like have just popped or whatever, and they'd be like, "Yo, I was working this song for like 2 years." You know what I mean? Like that's a thing, you know, because it's new to
Yeah.
everybody that hasn't heard it. So unless
Yeah.
you have like a label that's like, you know, pushing your shit out to radio, DSPs,
Yeah.
all this, whatever, there's a good chance that you still have potential fans out there that just have not heard your music.
Thank you.
So as
Thank
far as like shooting content and stuff like that for like new records, that's gonna be like an ongoing thing. And throughout the year, I'll still be continuing to like sprinkle it through with new records that are being dropped and things like that. You know what I mean? So
There you go.
yeah, for sure. More stuff is coming from the Y&B and Blue, Black and Blues, and yeah.
Now, I'm not questioning your game because I find that you and the team's game has been tight. Like
Mm-hmm.
from the time we met up until now, and just watching the movements and seeing what y'all are doing. I mean, game is tight. You know what I'm saying? Game is tight. Like I if I were you, I'd be confident and hold that because game
Yeah.
is tight. Now, when artists are trying to promote their shit, you know,
Yeah,
it's a hustle. It's an everyday hustle. It's a 24/7 hustle. There are moments where they can be taken advantage of
for sure.
into you know under the guise of we are here to help you push your shit, but in
Yeah.
actuality, there's another agenda. For example, earlier today, I saw another pay for play scam
Yeah.
is proliferating in Canada. Yeah, pay for play. Thank you. We're going there. Okay. So when you have things like pay for play, I think they really take advantage of the artist's, you know, desire to push their product. And then when maybe they just see it as, you know what, I'm taking this L to move forward,
hmm
right? But at the end of the day, I think y'all being tooken. Yo, get the fuck out of there, man. Like, what the hell, yo? I do not want to hear about anybody I know doing that shit, okay?
Yeah.
Because fuck that. There's
I
like,
like it's a sticky situation because like you're right, like you're talking to artists that like the people that are targeted are the artists that are like are coming up or indie
yep,
or are trying to
yep,
figure out, you know what I mean, how to like reach as many ears as possible. And the pay for play guys have figured out that, oh, people know that like we're running bots and shit like that, whatever.
yep.
So what we're gonna do is say that it's all organic. There's no bots, whatever. People try to tap back in. When honestly and truly, if someone comes to you and says, yo, we can get you 25,000 streams on a song, 1,000% you have bots, fam. Like you can't guarantee a specific number. You know what I mean? Like that's just not how that
No,
shit works. So as
no.
soon as someone says, yo, you could get 10,000, 25,000 if you pay for this package or whatever, it's fake, right? And I've succumbed to that bullshit before earlier in my career. You know what I mean?
Oh, damn.
For sure. It happens. Cause
Yeah,
especially
yeah.
when like streaming was just starting to like pick up, whatever, like all these guys are taking advantage of everybody. Nobody,
Yeah, when we didn't know as much about what was going on. You know what I'm saying?
you
Yep.
know? So So I mean, it's gonna happen, and like if you succumb to like their, because like they're running ads all the time, you know what I mean. And if you're an artist trying to whatever, the algorithm knows that you're an artist, so it's gonna attack you. You know what I mean. So you're gonna be like, yo, maybe this one does work, you know. So
Yeah, you know,
odds, right?
but
But
it's them taking advantage of your desire to hopefully get some streams.
yeah, I mean, and it's fucked
It's
up, but
foul. It's
I
so
mean,
foul.
yeah, I agree. But that's kind of life, and like you just have
Yeah.
to, you know what I mean? You take your L, you realize that all right, that really did absolutely nothing for me. Because as soon as the campaign finishes, all your listeners fall off, your streams fall off. Like it did absolutely nothing for you in real life because you had nobody real actually listen to the music. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Numbers only help you if the numbers are real. That's
Thank you.
on honestly and truly. Numbers only help you if the numbers are real. What would be better if you're getting modest numbers, but you're having people hit you up on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever, and being like, "Yo, I love this song." That's
Right?
that's what you really want to be looking for. If
Yeah.
even if you're only hitting like 1,000, 2,000 streams on a record, whatever. If you have people hitting you on the personals, being like, "Yo, whatever you're doing, keep doing it, cause you know what I mean. Me and my guys are fucking turn up to this, or me and my girls love this song. It made
Yeah.
me just a tear or whatever. Like you know what I mean. That's what you're
Yeah.
looking for. You're looking for real people to tap in because you can tap in with that person now,
Exactly.
building with them, and you know what I mean. Let them know when your music's coming and whatever. That's how you really build a fan base through like the fake campaigns and shit like that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Really
Yep.
just leaves you stuck. So
And
yeah,
if you're dealing with the streamers, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? If you're dealing with the streamers, that's fine. But you got to put in your legwork.
yeah, for
You
sure.
can't just rely on, you know what I'm saying? You got to put in that legwork, and you got to be willing to hustle, and you got to be willing to hustle a lot.
Yeah, it's
It's
a
just facts,
it's a no days off kind of situation.
right? It really is, though.
But if you love doing it, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like, or at least if you love making the music, you might not love the legwork, you
right.
know? But if you know that the
Music.
legwork allows you to continue to do what you actually love, then the legwork is worth it. You know?
Exactly.
That's just the way,
Exactly.
or at least the way
There you
I
go.
feel.
Bare facts. Bare facts. Now I've got to ask you this because this is a new record, and you know, we're out of COVID, thankfully, and
Yep.
people are able to go out and do shows.
Mhm.
Is Have you looked at possible opportunities for playing out, especially outside of Toronto?
So that's definitely on the agenda for this year. Personally, like in the city, I like doing my own like events. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I
Like
know.
that's all guys, whatever. We'll
Trust, I feel you.
you know what I mean? Those are the type of shit I like. Just because like sometimes like just like how there's predatory dudes trying to get your like sell you fake streams.
Yeah, yeah.
There are people running events that are being like, yo,
Yes.
so yeah, there's 10 other artists, but like you know what I mean? Like if you come through, like you'll get your I don't know. I just never really bought into that because like what I see is that the people putting on the shows don't really care about the quality of the show. So then
Thank
when
you.
you bring your fans out, right? The
Thank
people
you.
that support you, they gotta
Mhm.
sit through 10 other artists that are I'm not gonna say trash because if you're doing this,
No, no, it's just
no, I'm not gonna say that, but like maybe not at the quality that
exactly.
you're at, or you know what I mean, what your fans expect, or whatever, right? And then you start losing the people that you trying to bring out because like every time I go out,
Exactly.
whatever. And the last thing you want is to be inviting people and them asking you what time you go on. Nah, like I want to
Yes.
invite you to something
Oh,
where it's a whole experience for you. You can
yes,
enjoy this whole entire fucking thing, right? So I'm kind of
exactly.
wary in that regard. Like we like my manager and I like trying to try to sift through and like make sure that when we do work with like people putting on shows, we try to make sure that they're putting on a quality show if I'm gonna be a part of it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So that's definitely, the plan. We're trying to get on some like festivals and things like that as well.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah. It's time to jump back out and like really get to it. So I'm excited for that because me, I love being on the stage. So
Yeah, we can tell.
Yes, sir.
You belong on stage, brethren. Trust. You belong on stage.
Yeah,
Trust.
yeah. Appreciate that. Yeah, man. Like I'm
I,
excited for it.
I like that you touched on promoters, like shady
Mm,
promoters that will, those types of showcase events.
mm.
You know what I'm saying? Where it's like 10 artists and each of
Yeah,
them
yeah.
got to sell like 20 tickets.
Mm,
You
mm,
know what I'm
mm,
saying?
mm,
I'm
mm.
not going to mention any names, but you know who you are, you raw
Yeah,
motherfuckers.
yeah.
That's
Wow.
right. I said the name. Sorry. I'm just not that particular group that
Mm-hmm.
operates in Canada in all of the major markets.
Yeah.
Raw, platform by Raw.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
I mean,
Don't avoid. That's all I'm
personally,
going to
I don't know
say.
nothing about them, but I have in my past been through those type of situations, and
Mm.
because like the whole thing is like, yo, we're selling you that, yo, it's gonna be an opportunity for you to grow as an artist,
Oh, they're
whatever.
selling you a
But like,
dream. Yeah,
what's really happening
man.
is all you're doing is like that, and that's why I'm saying like it might be worth it to just, if you're an artist coming up, or whatever. Obviously, you know a couple artists in the city and stuff like that. Go get a couple of y'all that you fuck with, and the music's strong. Go put down some money, get a venue, and put on your own show, because these guys are saying like, yo, we gonna get you exposure, all this shit or whatever, right? But because you don't put on quality shows, now literally everybody on the bill, yes, they're bringing people out, but they're only coming to see that one person. So once that person gets
Exactly.
off the stage, they dip. So it
Yep.
doesn't actually help anybody except
Mm-mm.
for the promoter, because you getting your bread and
Exactly.
you walk off, and you don't break no bread with anybody either. So it's like,
No.
what's really going on? You know what I mean? So, not to say they're all like that. There's definitely some great people that put on shows in this city, and I'm
Mhm.
sure other cities in Canada, whatever, whatever. I'm just saying, just because of the shit that I've been through, I prefer to put on my own stuff. And if I'm gonna jump on something else, we gotta vet to make sure that it's gonna be quality, so that the people
Exactly.
enjoy themselves. For sure.
Well, you have the one advantage of being in Canada, because
Mhm.
the industry here is a little, it's a little smaller, it's a little more
Yeah,
insular
yeah.
than it is down south.
Mhm.
It's not hard to know folks in each market that
Yeah.
can help you vet things, right?
Facts, facts.
So there's that, definitely.
For sure. It's about, like building with people and figuring out how to make shit work. Especially again, if you're an indie artist and you don't have a bunch of people that can do that shit for you, you gotta jump out and do that shit yourself. You know what I mean? So
Brethren, we did half a TED talk just now.
gotta give the people them gems, bro. You know
No,
what
but
I
for
mean?
real, especially from artists,
Facts.
other artists, like upcoming artists, hearing from more experienced artists
Mm-hmm.
about the pratfalls and the pitfalls and the vultures and the snakes. They're out there.
Yo.
And they're not there for you, so don't
Yeah.
fuck with them.
I mean, and if you don't have to go through it, then don't go through it. You know what I mean?
Right?
Like,
If
bro.
you have to sell 20 tickets at what, 10 or 20 a pop, yo,
Mhm.
then why don't you just take that skrill and put on your show?
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Like,
Why are you putting that skrill in someone else's pocket? Why don't you
yeah,
just put it on your show?
go get a small venue that does like 100 people.
Exactly.
Go
Right.
get 2 or 3 artists that you fuck with and put on your own shit, bro. You know what I mean? That's just the best.
Something that Stay Out Late is very familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
How is everyone, by the way?
Everybody's good, man.
How's everyone doing?
Everybody, like, I think Scotty's got a project on the way.
Nice.
Trey has been like,
Trey's just selector now.
he dipped his foot in DJing and is just fucking
Good.
killing them. So you know
Yes,
what I
he
mean?
should.
But we got a session on the books. We might get some SOL
Okay.
singles coming. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So
Okay.
yeah, I was happy. Man, them hit the other day. Say, yo, you gotta get back to it. So say no more.
Nah. See, but
Yeah, yeah,
you have the advantage of all being individual artists. So
yeah,
you can move, and then when the team's ready to move, then you move.
yeah,
Then you know what I'm saying.
yeah.
So you have that advantage. No, I'm glad to hear that we got some SOL thing coming still,
Mhm, mhm.
because I'm a fan.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I'm excited. Like I
Oh,
said, it's always a vibe when we get together and start making music. So, you know what I
there you
mean?
go. There you
Mm.
go. I personally like to see you guys come out to Winnipeg.
Yeah, I am.
I'd like because there's ways, yo.
Yeah.
There's so many artists today. I mean, there's so many resources available to make shit pop. Like, oh my god, you guys could easily like. There's so many ways to do it, but
Yeah.
like, I won't say like this is more for our personal conversations, but
Yeah.
there's ways to make shit pop where you're working with the music orgs in each city. Oh my god,
Mm,
dog.
mm, mm.
Trust. Oh my
All
god.
right, maybe we figure that out. I never been to Winnipeg, boy. You know what I mean?
No,
I'm
but
down to
not
check
just
it out.
Winnipeg. You need like we need to see you in Vancouver,
Yeah, yeah,
in Calgary, and in Winnipeg at the very least for Western Canada.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At the very least. And there
We
are ways to make it
always talk
pop.
about, trying to put together like some sort of tour or something of that nature, or even if it's not a specific tour, like at least try to get a 1-2 off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Uh,
No, exactly. That's what I'm saying. You
and
could do like a Winnipeg Calgary or not even a Winnipeg. You could do a Vancouver Calgary. You know what
mm,
I'm saying?
yeah, yeah,
Totally
yeah.
doable.
That's
Yeah.
not off. That's not off the possibilities at all. So.
Man, I almost want to jump off so I can talk about this thing with you like personally. Like, but we got to finish up first because yo, it's all man. Do I even need to say this is like home? Okay,
Yeah,
like open door all day for you. You know that.
facts.
Always room and always time for you here. Always time for SOL fam in
I
here.
appreciate that, bro. You've been showing
Definitely.
time, so for real.
Yo, I might have mentioned this already, but when I first encountered Stay Out Late, for anyone who isn't familiar, I was like, yo, what are these guys about? What are these guys about? You know what I'm saying? Because the way
Mm,
I found you guys was through the industry. It wasn't through a streamer, it was through the industry.
yeah,
I'm like, Stay Out Late. And then, at first I checked out the visuals. I'm like, oh, they got something going on in here. Cause you know what I'm saying? Like it's catching my eye. Okay, what's going on? Then they hear the music and it's like, okay. But then there was one thing, and this is why I guess why relationships are so important in this
mhm.
industry is we ended up having a co-connect. And when I found out that Jesse Otaki
Ah,
was connected with you guys, then that's when I knew. I'm like, okay, we need
yeah,
to fuck with these guys because if Jesse's fucking with them, then there ain't no joke.
yeah, for sure.
You know
And
what
he's
I'm
good
saying?
people. He's good people.
So it's like I'm glad that Canada is small enough that you can find those things out. You know what I'm saying? It's literally just like anything you want to find out about anything is literally an email or a DM away now. You know what I'm saying?
Right. True
But
story.
nah, for real, that you will always get support on the Lounge Presents, whether it's you or SOL or any of the Mandem. The
Mm,
album is out now, and it is motherfucking fire.
yes, sir.
So if you haven't already heard it, you need to listen now. It's on all streamers,
Yep, yep.
right? You can listen to it right now, whether it's YouTube, Spotify, Apple, you name it, it's there. You need to follow Charlie Noir on all socials.
And
Drop
it's
your
It's
socials.
Charlie Noiir on all socials. At Charlie Noiir. You know what I mean?
No underscore, no nothing. It's just full
And
straight
that's
out.
real neat. As soon as I got the name, I was like, yo.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously. Man, that's so
That's like
important
all that
because
shit.
fuck getting
Fuck.
verified. Just
Sometimes
get
you
the
Charlie
name.
Noir 1, 2, 3. Nah.
Yeah, man. Straight up. Damn.
Fuck
Well,
that.
once again, man, I want to thank you. It's always a pleasure.
Yes, sir. Yeah, you know.
Noir and B, Black and Blues. It's out now.
Check
Make
it
sure you
out.
cop that. All right. So until we get you back in the lounge space, thank you again, Bredgen.
Yeah,
Salute.
always. Blessings.